Steve, first things first, I think one thing we'd like to say is you took over with 4 games at the end of the season last season, and we got to a point where I think a lot of fans felt we'd lost our way. And then all of a sudden, the last 4 games, things changed. I think the fans were massively appreciative. I think the Sheerness game, saw a massive, Sheppey game, sorry, we saw a massive change in turnaround. How do you see the season from a fan's point of view? What are we going to see different this season to last season?
Well, I can't speak before my time here. I've been to watch 2 or 3 games, and I think it was at the time where you were really on flying in the league. But obviously, what happened. But look, you always see a team with an organised, high-intensity team playing good football. Now, good football may can look any which way. As long as we're winning games of football, that's what I'm down here to do, is trying to win games of football. So we try and build a team that's capable of winning in more ways than one. But we've seen that tonight where we brought an Ennie and went a little bit longer into him, and then we get the second goal off of it, because teams are good at this level and they will be able to stop you playing the way you want to play. So you have to be able to adapt and give them different problems. So but there's one team this year has a bunch of players that will give their all for this football club, and if any player doesn't, they won't last very long here.
Yeah, I mean, we're just looking at this sort of the players. Did you have towards the end of last season players already on your list that you thought, yes, I want this fella or I want that fella, if I get the job, obviously?
Yeah, look, I was fun enough. I was just chatting about it tonight. I was showing Woody a text I sent to Josh Hare, for example, on the 8th of April, about, look, would you fancy coming down here if I do get the job?
Happens,
yeah. So, like, again, look, there's players that are targets me and Fran spoke about. So that's one was Josh as an example. Ever was one we had a chat about as well. So yeah, we had players that we were going to go and attack to try and bring in, and yeah, I think every player we went for, we were able to get over the line. Hadler was another one I touched base with before we finished last season about having a discussion about coming here. So yeah, as I said, we had a list of players who went for him, and luckily enough, with the support of the football club and Gary, we were able to get him over the line.
Yeah, because it was very quick that we got our release list out. So obviously, once we saw that list of supporters, we knew, well, there must be quite a big wanted list as well, which again didn't take too long to get the agreements. Obviously, I think contracts can't really be signed until tomorrow.
They could be signed for a certain date, but
yeah.
As I said, look, there was like, I'm very much like, well, I like to get things done. That's from my perspective, and for the players I'm letting go from perspective. I don't like to keep players hanging on. If, like Frankie Smith, we were keeping, we were happy with Frankie, but then Josh was available, so it's like, well, someone's got to go. We don't need 4 fullbacks, you know, so I could have kept Frankie till the end of pre-season, if you like, and let him go then. It's not fair on the kid. So made that phone call. So yeah, we had a list of what we weren't going to keep and what we were going to go for, and that's it. I'd rather make the changes than, if you like, if you're thinking about letting someone go but don't, because you haven't quite got someone in the building yet, you're keeping someone you don't really want. So I only want to keep people I want in the football club and players that want to be here.
Yes.
So as I said, but we've been able to recruit really, really well, and I think you can see that in terms of the quality we brought in. The dressing room is a great dressing room. This week's been fantastic in training. Not even just on the pitch, but in and around it, off of it, it's been really good. So yeah, really looking forward to what the season.
Right. Yeah. One sort of question I always have is, what about you? What's your history?
History is just football.
Football.
Yeah, left Scotland at 16.
Yeah.
Went to Chelsea for 4 years. Played a couple of times there. Went to Swansea. Went and loaned to Barnsley before then. Went to Swansea for a bit. Dislocated my shoulder, so injury time in Swansea. Both seasons I dislocated my shoulder. I had 2 operations. Went back to Scotland for a little bit. Came back down to Grimsby, and then my wife's from Maidstone. We had my son now, who's 17, he was 3 at the time. I still had some options in the Football League, but she was wanted to start putting down roots, which I totally understood. And I was getting to the stage now where I was mid-20s, and you're just chasing being a professional footballer. Well, I'd done it. I'd been a professional footballer. Now, so I need to think about a family now. So I went to Dover, Maidstone, and then I'm
So another question I always like to ask is, who's the best player you've ever played alongside, and who's your most difficult opponent?
Oh, best player I played alongside. One of the Chelsea players would have to be. Well,
Going to show your age now, aren't you?
well, yeah, Drogba.
Yeah.
Drogba was good. Drogba played up front in the game I started for Chelsea in the FA Cup. So you'd have to say Drogba. And maybe I played Wayne Rooney when he was under 17s. He was there for England when I was playing for Scotland. He was a handful.
He was quite useful, wasn't he?
He was a handful.
Yeah.
So the players you brought in, what do you think we will see? What have they done for the squad in the way of strength? Is it versatility? Is it different skill sets? What are we going to see that's a change, shall we
I
say?
think the big thing is quality. I really think up quality. I mean, even you look tonight, Josh Hare tonight, I think was in second gear.
He was insane.
He was in second gear, full control throughout the game. I think you saw what Evo will bring in the little time he was on the pitch. You know, I said he was just getting going. I think if he'd stayed on, I think things would have looked a lot different. You see Hibbs up front; it's just a menace.
Yeah.
You know, an absolute menace, and he's going to cause so much problems. Harry Hudson's the leader.
Oh, he was quality tonight.
Very good leader,
Yeah.
heart in his sleeve, you know. So, look, well, I've not seen Tom yet, but Tom had the same, you know. So we brought in, I think, quality and winners. As I say, the two words I would use, and certainly a group of players that will hold everyone accountable.
So I know a few Sittingbourne fans, and they're absolutely gutted that Jack's joined us.
Yeah. Well,
which is nice.
I'd Stevel for years at Hythe. I've known Stevel since he's been 15.
Yeah, he was here for a year or so, wasn't he? But I think we had Matt Bourne and John Scarborough at the back.
Yeah.
So I got lucky.
I took him when he got released from Marshfield. I took him when he got released from Marshfield the season after they lost the playoff final. I took him at Hythe. He was fantastic for me at Hythe. So another one that we earmarked to bring in when we came here for those last 4 games, and obviously lucky enough to go.
I think what it is also sometimes, if you lose a quality player through injury or anything like that, you've got to have an automatic replacement at this level now. I mean, I know it's very different from when I first started watching about 15 or so years ago at this level, where you had the same 17 players. Yeah. It's a totally different ball game now.
Look, a club like this have always thought, something I looked at last season, and you looked at the bench, not great players, but we didn't have enough, like I would consider like for like going on.
Depth did seem to be a problem, and one of our ones, I mean, obviously Tommy Fagg got player of the season, everything else, highly rated, had a really good season, but we lost Tommy for a few games, and it just changed how we played.
Yeah.
There was no natural.
Yeah, well, that's actually, look, you got Lexa, Tommy, everyone there now. You got Kane Hazeman who's coming in. Like,
yes,
Kane scored 33 goals from midfield in the last two seasons. You know, and that's along with any up front. They've already got that connection. Yeah. You know, so it's not like you're embedding those two to try and link together. So if you put those two and you know they know each other's game inside out. So I said we've got Ethan, you still got Ethan to come back and wasn't here tonight. You've got Lex at centre half as well. Yep. You know, Bradley Sims, who's not here tonight. So when you look at it and you're going, if Josh Hare gets injured, you've got Brad Sims, Jack Parker can play there. If Brad Sims gets injured, you've got Josh Hare. You've got Parker, but Josh Hare can play centre half as well, as you saw tonight. He can also step into centre mid if needed, Josh Hare. So we've got, I would consider like for like all over that pitch where we can change.
Maybe a bit more depth.
A lot more depth, I would say, than what we had towards the end of last year, in my opinion.
Have you ever seen a merry-go-round of players and managers moving? Because it all started with, was it Pennock leaving Dartford and then Ben left Margate, and there was this huge great merry-go-round, and we're all sitting there watching all these players going, oh, we'll have that one, we'll have that one, we'll have that one.
Look, it happens every off-season.
It does. But I've never seen anything quite like this season.
No, it was a busy one. It really was.
Getting the business done early was
something I always try and do whatever I am. If you look through my history, being a manager, my business is always done really early. Because I said I don't want to get into pre-season still looking for positions. Now we're in a position now that if anything pops up that we think could improve us, then we have to look at it. But if it doesn't, well, we don't know. We're okay. I've said no to some really good players. because I'm happy with what we've got, and like they're not going to, in my opinion, improve what I've got in the building.
Yeah. So we just finish up. You're going to get a lot, the hardcore fans and the season ticket holders are chomping at the bit. We couldn't wait for tonight. We can't wait for the competitive season to start.
It's a Saturday.
Anyone watching, anyone watching that's, thinking of coming or whatever, what would you say to anyone that's like, why should they be coming up? What are they going to see this season?
Well, it's an exciting front foot football they're going to see this season. You see a team that's going to be attacking, we're going to be expansive, we're going to go and try and win every game we play. No matter, even tonight, we planned to make changes earlier, but where the game went, no, look, let's try and get that winning habit early, which we did tonight, which was good. It was good to be tested. You don't want to be like roll over every single games, because you'll find out a lot about players in pre-season as well in terms of the mentality. But no, they're going to see an exciting front foot, high-paced team, I would say, this season, and hopefully we get a few clean sheets along the way as well.
Excellent. We'll leave it there then. Up the Lily Whites.
Lily Whites.
Cheers, boys.